So, a while back, we found out that Sony Pictures were developing a Venom standalone movie with Scott Rosenberg and Jeff Pinkner hired to pen the script, and we now know that Zombieland director Ruben Fleischer is in talks to helm the project, and that Eddie Brock will be played by none other than Tom Hardy. While the news about Hardy's casting definitely came out of left field, with the actor being notoriously selective over his roles, it appears that The Dark Knight Rises and Mad Max Fury Road star believes in Sony's take on a standalone Venom movie, one completely detached from the current MCU Spider-Man series. However, despite this news, I still have some serious apprehensions about the notion of a solo Venom movie, and there are a handful of things that I think Sony need to make sure they do in order for this film to reach its potential. So the elephant in the room in regards to this is the fact that the Venom movie won't be connected to Tom Holland's Spider-Man from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, receiving his own solo film this year in Spider-Man Homecoming, and that instead this Venom movie may be the catalyst for a shared Sony cinematic universe featuring other Spider-Man related characters, but not the web-slinger himself. The big problem with having a Venom movie without Spider-Man is the origin story. In both the 616 and Ultimate takes on Venom's origin, Peter Parker and Eddie Brock's relationship and rivalry is a central theme in characterising Venom, as well as the relationship that Peter has to the symbiote itself before it bonds with Eddie. While casual audiences may not know a whole lot about Venom's character, I'd hazard a guess that they know about Spider-Man's black suit and how it becomes one of his primary antagonists. The question of how the film will handle Venom's origin story without the inclusion of Spider-Man is worrying. It's likely that they'll either not delve into his origin story at all, do a completely new take on his origin to not include Peter Parker, or my best hope, make subtle references towards a comic-accurate origin with a level of ambiguity as to whether Holland's Spider-Man does indeed exist in this universe. I say this because it's entirely feasible for Sony to make allusions and references that hint towards Spider-Man existing, without directly having Tom Holland or another actor have to show up on screen. By wearing it on their sleeve, Sony can present Venom as a film set in a world where Spider-Man does exist, but we don't have to see him because we're following Venom, leaving the door open as to which Spider-Man exists, because who's to say that it isn't Tom Holland? My other major concern going into this film is Sony's track record and history with Venom himself. While it's true that for a period at least, Venom has been a highly popular comic book character, peaking in the Pouches and Power era of the mid-1990s, it could be argued that the character isn't so much of a separate brand, but more of an addition to the Spider-Man mythos. While it's true that the original Eddie Brock Venom was very popular in the aforementioned age of anti-heroes, it could be argued that the character represents a lot of the failings of that era, a cool character design who failed to sustain a lengthy and popular run on his own morals, and whose main contributions to the overall Spider-Man lore come in the form of event books and bubble-era sales figures such as Maximum Carnage, which should never be the inspiration for anything ever. However, it's true that since the new millennium, Marvel has done some pretty interesting things with the Venom character, most notably in the Ultimate Marvel imprint and the current Flash Thompson Agent Venom in Marvel Comics. But if you look at Sony's track record with the character, it's less than stellar. Many believe that the character's inclusion in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3 was a decision made more so by the film's producers, most notably Avi Arad, than Raimi himself, whose trilogy sought to explore characters and storylines from the original 1960s Lee Ditko era. And as a result of this, not only was Venom added into an already clustered movie with Sandman and Harry Osborn's New Goblin, but the character was vastly reimagined as more of a mirror image towards Peter Parker, going as far as to cast Topher Grace, who had previously auditioned for the role of Peter years prior, as Eddie Brock. And what worries me to an extent is many of these same producers from not only the Spider-Man 3 days, but also from the failure of Amazing Spider-Man 2, are still heavily involved with the franchise today, most notably Avi Arad, Matt Tolmach and Amy Pascal. Sony's poor track record with the Spider-Man franchise is what led them to allowing Marvel usage of the character, and with the aid of Kevin Feige and the Marvel creative team, created this new Spider-Man which we're so excited to see more of. And knowing that Venom won't be connected to Marvel and to the new Spider-Man worries me slightly. Don't get me wrong, I hope Sony, Fleischer and Tom Hardy make the best possible Venom movie. The potential is definitely there for a fantastic, dark, R-rated Venom story exploring Eddie Brock's character, as well as introducing villains such as Carnage. But Sony's track record with the character, as well as the stumbling blocks over the actual characterization of Brock, does concern me somewhat. However, taking the recent news at face value, the addition of Tom Hardy only excites me, and I hope that the more we hear about Venom, the more my excitement will rise and my apprehension fall. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out today's video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like and also leave a comment down below. Tell me, what do you think about Tom Hardy being cast as Venom in Sony's upcoming Venom standalone film? And while you're there, what are your feelings about Sony's overall plans for a shared cinematic universe of Spider-Man characters? If you enjoyed this video, there are some more videos on screen right now that you may enjoy, including one I did on some failed Spider-Man film projects that studios tried to make before Sam Raimi's original film. There are some crazy ideas there, and if you aren't subscribed to the channel already, please click the channel logo on the side right now to do so you can stay up to date with all the weekly videos we do here on Owen Likes Comics. You can follow me on Twitter at Owen Likes Comics, and until next time, take care and keep reading.